So it seems like in some recent news, we're getting a follow-up on what Kathleen Kennedy said last month at Star Wars Celebration back in April, where she confirmed that we are indeed going to be getting something Knights of the Old Republic. She said we don't know where we're at right now, we don't know where to start, but we're definitely looking into something like that. I covered a video on it a little while ago, but today it seems like we're getting a further leak. Now this isn't confirmed by Lucasfilm or Kathleen Kennedy or anyone like that, but apparently there is a big leak going on out there from people at Lucasfilm, and we're going to read the article here from BuzzFeed News. Which movie based on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the beloved video game first released in 2003, is currently being written by Laeta Kalogridis, Avatar Shutter Island, for Lucasfilm. 3 sources close to the project told BuzzFeed News. The project should be welcome news to the Star Wars fandom, which it is, who may be feeling beaten down after Solo's disappointing box office led Lucasfilm to reevaluate the franchise's ambitions and scale back the studio's release schedule. Okay, alright, on sidestepping here, Solo wasn't a bad movie. It was fun, and the only reason it did bad wasn't because it sucked or anything was wrong with it. It was just because a ton of people were boycotting any Star Wars movie after The Last Jedi because of how they felt. That had nothing to do with Solo, and I don't think Lucasfilm should be reevaluating anything or dialing back, their ambitions to make more Star Wars films based on releasing too many too close to each other. It has nothing to do with that. It was just a backlash, a response to The Last Jedi, which, whether you like it or you don't, that's what happened, and that's why, we're not getting Solo 2, and that's why we're not getting Star Wars movies back-to-back anymore. They're now going to be separated with a 2-year gap after Episode 9, which is going to have a 3-year gap until the 2022 film, which will be directed and written by the Game of Thrones guys. At Star Wars Celebration in April, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy told MTV News, "Yes, we are developing something to look at," after being asked about KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. "Right now, I have no idea where things might fall." Kalogridis is close to finishing the first script of a potential KOTOR trilogy, according to the 3 sources. She is the first woman writer of a Star Wars movie since The Empire Strikes Back in 1980, when Lee Brackett received a co-writing credit with Lawrence Kasdan. Okay, well, that's great. I mean, personally, I don't care if you're a chicken writing Star Wars movies. If the movie is good, the movie is good. I don't care what you are. Man, woman, alien, whatever. Disney announced earlier this month that after J.J. Abrams' new Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker, which will close out the 9-film Skywalker family saga in December, the next film in the franchise will be released in December 2022. That film, by Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, will be the first of a new trilogy, and according to Disney, will come out pre-Christmas weekend every other year. While there are many corners of the formidable Star Wars internet that have speculated Benioff and Weiss will be the stewards of KOTOR, Kalogridis was hired in spring 2018 to develop the property. So that leads me to wonder, if the Game of Thrones guys aren't the ones to be doing a Old Republic movie, then what are they doing? Are they doing something to do with possibly... Clearly, it's not going to be anything to do with the Skywalker saga anymore, because that's over. It's just 3 years after Episode 9 comes out. So I'm thinking, this is my theory here, I'm not going to make a whole nother video on this, is that the Rian Johnson trilogy, if we're still getting it, whoever does that trilogy, and the trilogy by Benioff and Weiss, are going to come together and kind of form this Star Wars MCU kind of, like a SCU, SWCU. Star Wars Cinematic Universe. And I think that's where they might be going with this. But, of course, I could be wrong, and that's just a theory that I have. Lucasfilm's post-Solo retrenchment and the fact that there are only the 3 Benioff-Weiss movies on Disney's current release schedule through 2026 doesn't necessarily make KOTOR an orphan. None of the movies in Rian Johnson's upcoming Star Wars trilogy are slated yet either. And as recently as last month, Kennedy told The Hollywood Reporter she would soon be talking to Johnson, Benioff, and Weiss about where do we go next. What's chronologically next for the Star Wars franchise will be Disney Plus, the mega company's streaming service that kicks off November 12th. From its launch, Disney Plus will feature Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian, which I'm super psyched about, a sci-fi drama set 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi. Disney Plus has also announced a Rogue One prequel series currently untitled that follows Diego Luna's character, Cassian Andor. If made, KOTOR's Bastila Shan, Darth Malak, and Darth Revan would join the roster. So you guys, this is actually legit. Kalogridis has been hired, and clearly she's working on the script for Knights of the Old Republic. Here's what I think is going to happen. We're going to get Knights of the Old Republic, okay? We're going to get the Rian Johnson trilogy. We're going to get the David Benioff and D.B. Wise trilogy. And I feel like everything is kind of going to mesh together. And in the end, with, 20 years or whatever of Star Wars, everything's going to make a lot more sense. And it will eventually all come together, and it'll explain more of the prophecy, the Chosen One prophecy, and many different prophecies, because Knights of the Old Republic takes place 4,000 years before A New Hope. So there is a whole new world of Star Wars that we have never seen before, and for them to capitalize on that is a billion times, let me say that, a billion times more lucrative than the Skywalker saga that we have all loved. And that is saying a lot, because look at where Star Wars has come just from the Skywalker saga. If we really think about it, it's primarily around the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, and now the sequels. Of course, we got Clone Wars and shows and this like that, but that is the main chunk of, that's the main meat of the matter of Star Wars. So they have an entire timeline of 4,000 years to go way before any of these movies. We're talking not just Knights of the Old Republic. We're talking Dooku backstory, Qui-Gon backstory, Yoda's master. Does Yoda have, his other species? We don't know anything about him. Yaddle, who is also the same species as Yoda. The list is endless. And if they want to milk this and do it well, then we are not even scratching the surface for Star Wars right now. And I know everyone's freaking out, The Last Jedi, this and that, this wasn't how we wanted, blah, blah, blah. Things I think are literally just about to get rolling and then, speed up and then take off. So I don't even think we've really seen anything to do with the height of where this could go. So I'm very excited for it. I think this is an awesome, awesome thing. I hope she does it very well, and I'm excited. Not much more to say. So great news. I hope that Lucasfilm will confirm it eventually, and we'll go from there. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you think about everything that could be going into a KOTOR series, trilogy, show, movie, cartoon, whatever you want. So thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.